Hello, hi everybody. Welcome to LC Screen Talk. I hope. This is my first time, I believe, actually getting onto live YouTube. So, yeah, I've tried to go live a couple of times and it was a complete and total epic failure, but I wanted to give it another try. So, this was a little bit of an impromptu live, and I thought, you know what? Let's come on and discuss Oscar nomination predictions. So that is what I'm here to do today. Give my predictions for who we will see on the nominee list tomorrow, bright and early. So let me go ahead and see what I can do here because I don't know what I'm doing at all, y'all. Um, yeah, so hopefully everybody is excited for the Oscar nomination ceremony tomorrow morning. Hi, Mud Pies. Thanks for stopping in. Let me grab this YouTube link and share it to my Twitter page. Woo! Ta-da-da! Hope everybody's having a great Sunday night. Sorry that the beginning of this is so scattered. Again, it's my first time and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, y'all. So we're working through it. We're working through it. The Oscar nominations. Okay, I think that's up. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so we'll just wait a couple more minutes in case anybody else hops on into this stream. If not, I will proceed and give my predictions for the Oscar nominations. I have never actually done predictions for nominations before. I've always found it to be a little bit strange to just predict who's going to be nominated, but I know people love award season. They love to get involved and get into the action on predicting nominees, not just the winners. And I thought, what better chance than this to test out my live skills? Just a Hey, hi, Blacktastic Media. Thanks for jumping in. Hi, James. Yay, actual people in here. This is actually a test of sorts. Next Sunday, I'm going to be live with Tyler Calvert, and we'll have Leo. He might hop up on, maybe. He's going to be my moderator in the chat. But Tyler Calvert and I are going to be doing our season 2 character ranking for Game of Thrones live next week instead of a pre-recorded video. So I'm testing things out, trying StreamYard for the first time. I just celebrated my birthday, and when it comes to technology, I am just about 90 years old. Can't really figure any of this technology stuff out, so gotta test the waters before I dive in with somebody else. But yes, tomorrow is our Oscar nominations morning. Are you all waking up bright and early to watch the nominees be announced live? If you are in the East Coast, this definitely works in your favor because it's what 8:30 over there when they're being announced. If you're in California or on the West Coast, ooh, that's rough. 6:30 here, so. Hi, Christian. Thank you so much for hopping on in. And thanks, James. I tried. I'm trying this out. I'm not so sure. But I can't wait to see you next week for the Game of Thrones season 2 discussion. All right, so let's get into these categories. And we're going to start off with some of the smaller ones. Now, there's a couple categories I'm just not doing because I'm not well versed enough. And it's really unfortunate, but it's just the case when it comes to best documentary. I just haven't seen near enough on that short list to really give a good prediction. Same thing with the international feature. There's a couple on there that I really enjoyed and would love to see get nominated. Particularly, I personally would love to see La Llorona get Guatemala and get them in on that nomination, but I haven't seen enough outside of that. Night of the Kings is also fantastic, and I would love to see that sneak in. And of course, Another Round is probably the safest bet to predict for a nomination next week, but I just haven't seen enough to give like a good nomination prediction. Oh, have school? Oh my gosh. I think all of our schools here have a snow day tomorrow because it's been blizzarding all day in Colorado. So, not quite the blizzard we had been told, I don't think, but still pretty severe. But let's kick off our nomination prediction discussion, starting with makeup and hair. And that will kick off why I decided to rock this shirt because I'm trying to manifest some Birds of Prey love tomorrow. And one of the categories I'm trying to manifest that love for a nomination is makeup and hairstyling. So my predictions on this category are Birds of Prey, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which I think is pretty solidly gonna get nominated. Mank, also think it's pretty safe to guess that one. Pinocchio, which I haven't seen, but I've heard great things, and it's gotten some of those precursors. And Emma. And I really hope Emma does, in fact, get the makeup and hair nomination. So those are my 5 when it comes to makeup and hair. Do you all have any others you think are going to get in there? I see Christian is saying Hillbilly Elegy. That's the other one. That was like my one that I swapped Birds of Prey out for. I didn't think, I don't know, Birds of Prey, Emma, Hillbilly. Uh yeah, I decided to not include Hillbilly. I didn't hate the film, but we'll see. The makeup and hair is pretty good. They got that little Glenn Close like afro style going on. So maybe that's enough to get that Oscar nod. I guess we shall see. All right, so moving right along to best costume design. And once again, we have Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think 100% is getting nominated. Mank, 100%, I think is getting nominated. Emma, I think is pretty solid in getting nominated there. And News of the World, I think we'll see. And then the United States versus Billie Holiday. I think maybe the Andra Day love can push that one over the edge in costume design. Oh, we have a couple new folks. Tyler, hey. Yes, it works. So hopefully this means we are in business for next Sunday, Tyler. And Geekly Goods, Leo is in the house. Hey, Leo, thanks for stopping by. I did get it to work. Let me see. How do I? Oh, there we go. I just modded you up, Leo. I'm also going to mod Tyler just because he'll be here next week too. So, uh, yes, Leo's going to be blocking out them spoilers next Sunday. So, be on your best behavior for Geekly Goods. All right. So, costume design, Christian has Mulan and Ammonite. Those are definitely solid choices. This is probably Ammonite's only chance at a nomination, to be honest, when it comes to tomorrow morning. And Mulan could very well take this as well. I just think I mean, I guess I don't have any fantasy, but especially the Disney fantasy over the past couple of years, they haven't really done a lot of them when it came to the nominees. So we have Fee Yep. Hello, Fee. Thank you so much for stopping in. I really hope Tenet wins Best Score, or at least nominated. Ooh, so Score is actually coming up in my list here soon, and we'll see if Tenet is on that. I think Tenet has really lost steam, but a couple of things just it's hard for me to let it go on, so we'll see. But moving right along, and speaking of Tenet, we have production design. And the films I have listed for nominees, we have Tenet, which is a little bit of a bold prediction. I think it's fallen out of favor in production design, but I think Tenet finds a way in. Then I have Mank, which is solid, is 100% getting nominated for production design. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, I think, is pretty solid to predict. News of the World, and once again, Emma. So for these production design, costume design, makeup design, and hairstyling, I really loved Emma, and I hope it gets love. That's basically the lesson on these below the lines technical awards is please nominate Emma for some of these. Thank you very much. Christian has Mank, Ma Rainey's, and News of the World. So we agree on those. And then we have Midnight Sky and Mulan. A lot of people have Midnight Sky, I think, for quite a few awards, particularly, obviously, the technical awards. So it'll be interesting to see. I haven't heard enough buzz to really expect to see it all that much, but I also wouldn't be surprised. And then Mulan probably should get nominated for production design. I think it had great production design. So, all right. So, best original score. We have Soul should be your winner, and I think is a safe bet to get nominated. Mank, also a pretty safe bet to get nominated. Minari, Tenet, and News of the World. So once again, I'm noticing Tenet falling out of favor with people's predictions. I think Soul is the best score, but I do have to admit, I think Tenet's score is pretty fantastic, and I hope it gets nominated. If there's one category, I hope, even including visual effects, that I hope Tenet survives in, it is original score, because that would be sad to see it not make the list. Minari, I think, has an amazing score that has been vastly overlooked, but I think it'll get in. I think so. Soul and Mank, there's a no-brainer, and the News of the World had a solid score as well. So Christian, looks like we are the same, except you did swap out Tenet for the Midnight Sky. So I'm saying I think a lot of people have removed Tenet pretty much from their ballot, other than this next category. So let's go ahead, move along to Best Visual Effects, VFX. I have Tenet, which I think this is it. If Tenet is getting nominated tomorrow morning, it's going to get nominated in Best Visual Effects. I really can't imagine it gets knocked out, but we'll see. Then The Midnight Sky, Mank, Birds of Prey. We're still manifesting the Birds of Prey love tomorrow morning. And my underdog, the one I'm rooting for, that Tyler's going to make fun of me for saying right now, the one and only Ivan is gonna get nominated tomorrow morning, right alongside Tenet and Nolan. So Leo Minari score is gorgeous. I agree. It is so underrated. We talk about so much with that film, rightfully so. And I'm of the mind that give Minari all of the awards you can, but yes, I hope it doesn't get ignored. Then Little Things Should Stay. Yeah, I didn't love the Little Things score, honestly. Yeah, no, I didn't love it. So, Christian, you did have Welcome to Chechnya. I haven't seen Welcome to Chechnya, which, being a part of the LGBTQIA community, is probably outrageous that I haven't watched it. And it's on HBO Max, right? So I definitely should check it out. Mulan. Oh, that would be quite the divisive nominee if Mulan gets into visual effects. I don't know how people would feel about that. But yay, some more One and Only Ivan love. I hope it gets nominated, just so that Tyler and the rest of y'all can be shook tomorrow morning. Manda, I'm looking at you, girl. But yeah, visual effects. The Trial of Chicago 7 should not be showing up on that list tomorrow. I'll just say that. All right, moving right along. I agree. I would actually love to see Soul get into the nominee list. Honestly, I don't understand why animation is so difficult to get into visual effects when that's the medium. Honestly, production design, visual effects, there's so many, score, the writing, there's so many categories that animation just doesn't get nominated for, that they consistently bring quality material to the table. And VFX is very clearly one of them. And I don't understand. It would be great. I underpredicted on Soul, unfortunately. I don't think it has the steam, but we'll see. So, moving right along, we have Best Film Editing, and I have The Trial of the Chicago 7, Nomadland, Sound of Metal, Promising Young Woman, and Minari. So, Minari was my back and forth pick. I'm least confident about Minari getting in here. But it did get the editing short, the nomination, which gave me a little bit more hope. And I do think it's getting those bigger nominations. So if it doesn't get editing, Minari's chances at Best Picture take a hit. So I had to put it in here and hope and pray. All right. So let's see. Okay. Mank is the one that we have switched out on this one. Mank for Minari. Yeah. I could see it going to Mank. I don't know. I kind of hope Mank underperforms in the nominees tomorrow morning, but we'll see, I suppose. Film editing is so difficult to gauge or predict. I mean, they gave the award to freaking Bohemian Rhapsody. So as long as there's lots of cuts, I feel like the branch is like, yeah, as we saw with 1917 not even getting nominated. So I don't know. The flashier, the more cuts the editing has, the more likely it is to sneak in. So that also doesn't bode well, I guess, for Nomadland, but you never know. Fingers crossed for Mank to underperform. Yes, Leo. Tyler, get out. Get out, Tyler. I wouldn't be surprised just because Mank is a technical feat, so I certainly think it has a great shot at all of the technical side of nominations. So I wouldn't be shocked to see it get the most, Christian. But Tyler, just all about that Mank love. I can't. But speaking of an award that Mank is 100% going to get nominated for, oh, wait, Harry Potter fan reviews. wouldn't it be great if this were the actual Oscars, Harry Potter fan? No, this is just my predictions for the nominees tomorrow morning. But thank you so much for stopping by. I will also be live reacting or posting my live reaction to the nominations tomorrow. So come back and check those out. And then I'll be giving actual predictions for the awards as we get closer. But next up, we have Best Cinematography. And Mank is definitely getting nominated for Best Cinematography. Nomadland is definitely getting nominated for Best Cinematography. Then I have News of the World, Judas and the Black Messiah, and Minari. So another hopeful Minari nomination. Judas, I hope sticks it out and gets more love than it has leading up, but I couldn't put it in my heart to get rid of Judas or take Judas out of these other categories. So Judas, hope you get that cinematography nod. All right, Christian, who do you have here? So it looks like you just put in the trial of the Chicago 7 instead of Minari on this one. I mean, probably. I'm so. Did the trial of Chicago 7 have great cinematography? I think I just didn't put it there because I don't want it to get nominated. But I think Minari's cinematography is much better. So maybe this was hopeful thinking on my part. But Trial of Chicago 7 is probably going to be right there with Mank getting all of the nominations. But who knows? Maybe they can be this year's Irishman and sweep up all those nominations and walk home empty-handed. Leo says that movie was decent, but Jesus getting so much buzz. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Blech. Did you know Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra Jonas? I did know that they are presenting tomorrow. I was quite confused as to why they were chosen to present, but then I figured this was the closest that Nick Jonas or Priyanka Chopra were ever going to get to an Oscar. So maybe the Academy just decided to throw them a bone with that one. I'm not really sure, but that's the only explanation I could come up with. All right, moving right along, we have Best Animated Feature. And of course, Soul, 100% getting nominated. Wolfwalkers, 100% getting nominated. Onward, I also think is pretty close to 100% getting nominated. Then I put in The Croods, A New Age, and Over the Moon. I'm not solid that Over the Moon's actually going to hold that nomination, especially after the Annie Awards didn't really show it too much love, particularly for the big categories. So we shall see. It actually didn't get love in a couple of the big precursors. So I don't know. Over the Moon could be left off tomorrow morning. I wouldn't be all that surprised if it were, but those were the 5 I think most likely to get in. So Pixar looking at that double nominee this year. And it looks like Christian agrees with me on this one. We're 5 for 5, I think, for the first time tonight, Christian. Woo! One of the maybe easier categories, if you will, to project. But we'll see. Like I said, they love to throw us some curveballs and make people very angry. So I doubt I'll get any of these categories completely right in any sense. I'll probably be like very wrong across the board. Perfect. So moving right along, let's talk about these screenplays, shall we? Starting off with Best Adapted Screenplay, I have Nomadland, One Night in Miami, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, The Father, and News of the World. So I was a little bit unclear. I had to do a little bit more digging, obviously, with the short lists. I actually thought Mank was an adapted screenplay until this, but it is not. It's an original screenplay. Otherwise, that would have made my list. Yeah, I think this is a pretty solid list. News of the World maybe will drop out, but Nomadland, One Night in Miami, Ma Rainey's, I think are pretty solid to stay in there. And yeah, Christian subbed out News of the World with the Mauritanian. I could definitely see that happening and wouldn't be very surprised. So then we have Best Original Screenplay, which I have The Trial of the Chicago Seven, Promising Young Woman, Minari, Mank, and Sound of Metal. Right, Leo? I was shocked. I thought for sure it was an adapted screenplay. But apparently it is original. I don't know. I feel like movies or films have been moved into adapted for much less than Mank. So I don't know. It's very, very strange to me. But I do have Mank getting in for original screenplay. The only one I'm really nervous about here is Sound of Metal, possibly falling out, but we'll see. I hope not, because I love Sound of Metal and I would really like it to get nominated. But it looks like we are 5 for 5 on this one as well, Christian. Yes. I'm if only I loved that last act of Promising Young Woman a bit more. I think I would still like to see it win this award just because I think it's a little bit more innovative, but I don't know. That's an early spoiler for my predictions. I can't see Trial of Chicago 7 really losing this award, so we'll see. All right. So moving right along into our supporting categories. First, let's talk about the supporting actors. And for my predictions, I have Daniel Kaluuya, Sacha Baron Cohen, Leslie Odom Jr., Paul Raci, and gosh, this last one was so hard, but I went with Ellen S. Kim for my final spot. The only reason I swapped out Chadwick Boseman for Ellen Kim was because of that recent momentum. I don't know if it'll be enough, but he's just been such a beautiful story with all of these acceptance speeches and his interactions. I don't know. I don't know if it's enough, but I think maybe, just maybe, he stole the hearts of some Academy voters and is going to sneak into that nominee list tomorrow morning. But otherwise, I would very much expect to see Chadwick Boseman take his place in our final 5 from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I'm also very nervous about Paul Raci. I really, really hope Paul Raci finds his way in. I will die. That's like one of my main ones tomorrow morning. So if you're watching my reaction tomorrow, be prepared for Best Supporting Actor, because if Paul Raci is left off of there, and particularly if he's left off and Jared Leto makes it into the final nominees list, I'll be very upset. So be ready when Best Supporting Actor is announced tomorrow, because this one could bring out the drama, y'all. Yeah, so you have Chadwick. And I think it's really solid when it comes to Daniel, Sacha, and Leslie, though, right? I think it's definitely going to be those 3, and the last 2 are a little bit more up in the air. As Told by Gonzo. Hello, new subscriber. Glad I could catch a live. Not only a live, As Told by Gonzo. This is my first ever successful live. I've tried to do it a couple of times and it was a disaster. So I'm glad to actually get it working. And yay for the Oscars. I'll be live next Sunday again, but we'll be talking about Game of Thrones as part of my reaction series. Daniel has to win. Yeah, I was scared with the lack of love for Judas early on, but I think Daniel has got it, right? He should win. All right, moving right along to Best Supporting Actress, we have Yoon Yeon-jung from Minari, Jodie Foster from The Mauritanian, Amanda Seyfried, Olivia Colman, and I went back and forth so much on who to include, but I decided I'm going to put in Glenn Close over Maria Bakalova. I was really just back and forth on who's going to make it. Maria Bakalova just had that big win recently that I thought could swing it, and Glenn has not had the love that so many thought she was going to have coming up to this point, but it's just hard to root against Glenn Close for Maria Bakalova. Yeah. Hi, Triple Feature. Thanks so much for dropping in. So you have Robert Pattinson should be nominated for Best Supporting Actor for The Devil All the Time. Oh, that is a great pick. I thought Robert Pattinson was fantastic in there. Oh no, Leo. Uh, it's tough. It's tough. Oh, Christian has Amanda Seyfried getting left out in the dark for supporting actress. This is a very tough category, honestly. Olivia Colman has been snubbed some places. Jung Yoon has been snubbed in some places. Jodie Foster came out of nowhere. Maria has been snubbed, but she also has huge wins. So I don't know. It's supporting actress is the most difficult category to predict, I think, when it comes to the nominee list, when it comes to who's actually going to win. Supporting actress is in complete shambles. But now we know Leo definitely wants Maria Bakalova in that list. The one I'm going to be sad about is Yoon. If Yoon doesn't get her proper due here, I'm going to be very upset. So please, Academy, give our Asian grandma some love this year, since you just killed us when you snubbed The Farewell last year. All right. So from a difficult category to a pretty easy category, we have Best Lead Actor. And my predictions are Chadwick Boseman from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins, Riz Ahmed, Steven Yeun, and this is purely, oh god, no, I can't. I wanted to shake it up, but I have to say Gary Oldman for Mank. I really don't want to, and I really hope that Gary Oldman gets bumped by Delroy Lindo very badly, but Delroy just The Five Bloods has disappeared. It's just completely and totally vanished from the awards talk, from the circuit. We all had such high hopes, and it hasn't materialized. But I would be ecstatic if Delroy Lindo bumped out Gary Oldman to get in here. I don't see it happening. Christian has the same 5 as I do, saying Tahar Rahim. He did get that Globe nomination, which I think definitely helped. And the Mauritanian has gotten some big love in unexpected places, including the BAFTAs. So I could see Tahar getting in as well. It makes me nervous, though, because I'm sitting here saying bumping out Gary Oldman, but I think the weakest position is actually Steven Yeun, who I don't want to get bumped out of this nominations list. So if anybody gets bumped out, it can only be Gary Oldman, Academy. Do you hear me? Steven needs to stay in the nominees, and we can bump Gary from the list. Uh-oh, the Gary Oldman stan is back. Tyler, calm down over there. This is, ugh. All right, so moving along to Best Lead Actress, we have Carey Mulligan, Viola Davis, Frances McDormand, Vanessa Kirby, and Andra Day. I think these 5 are pretty close to set in stone at this point. Maybe somebody could come along and knock them out. Rosamund Pike is what people want to happen. But as we saw with Awkwafina last year, as we saw with Taron Egerton last year, the Academy does not care about who wins the best lead actor and actress in a comedy or musical at the Golden Globes. And I don't think they're going to care about them this year either. I think these 5 have got it locked up. Then it just comes down to who's actually going to win this thing. So unlike supporting actress, lead actress, it's easier to predict who's going to get that nomination, but it's just as difficult to predict who's going to win because these wins have been all over the board. So who knows? All right, moving right along. Yeah, Christian has the same ones as I do because these actresses, this one's a safe bet that would be a shock if anyone broke through. The best director, we have Chloe Zhao, David Fincher, Lee Isaac Chung, Emerald Fennell, and Aaron Sorkin is who I'm going with. I would love to see Regina King snipe Aaron Sorkin from the category, but I don't see that happening. I don't think Regina has the steam behind her to get in, whereas Aaron Sorkin does. So I think it's going to be these five. If I were to guess, I would actually think maybe Greengrass or someone like random for one of these other films, like the freaking News of the World could get in. But I don't know. I think these are the five most likely bets. I was actually nervous for Lee Isaac Chung for a while, but that Directors Guild has me convinced. My boy is getting in for Minari, baby. We're taking this Minari train all the way. I would love, actually, if they nominated Darius Martyr, particularly because I loved Sound of Metal. Once again, if he took Aaron Sorkin's place, he could take David Fincher's place too, honestly, but I don't think they're getting rid of Fincher. But yeah, I would love to see Darius Martyr get in. That would be quite the epic surprise. However, as long as they don't dump Chloe or Emerald, because I really want two women at least in this freaking field. And if we get rid of Chloe or Lee, then we get rid of one of two people of color in this field. So please, we cannot. We cannot. I remember when they nominated the director of Cold War. I guess we'll loop back around to like surprises and the categories I think are most likely to get surprises. But then Best Picture, I went with 10 nominees. I don't think they're going to nominate 10 films. They never have, they never will. I hope they at least give us 8 or 9 because I think a lot of films really deserve this Best Picture nomination this year. We have a great lineup. But my predictions for the nominees on Best Picture, we have Nomadland, Mank, The Trial of the Chicago 7, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, One Night in Miami, Sound of Metal, The Father, and Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, out of those, The Father and Judas and the Black Messiah, I think, are the first ones to get pushed out if we get down to 8 or 9 nominees. So I wouldn't be shocked to not hear either of those come up on the nomination list tomorrow morning. But yeah. All right, Christian, let's see who you have here. Nomadland, Trial, Promising, Minari, Mank. Yeah, looks like we have pretty much the same nominees here. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be great if they finally nominated 10 films? Same, Christian. I think there'll probably be 8, maybe even 7, but I would love for them to finally give us 10 freaking nominees. That would be great. So those are my predictions for all of the categories. I knew not for this one, Tyler, but I do have it in my in my predictions for best visual effects. So I think the one and only Ivan is going to be Academy Award nominated. The one and only Ivan come tomorrow. But let's see. So Triple Feature says, I was really let down by the Chicago 7, and I love Sorkin. I really love a lot of Sorkin's work as well. I think Molly's Game is actually better than The Trial of the Chicago 7 personally. So I think this is a little bit of a downturn for him in directing. I didn't love Trial of Chicago 7. I think it's going to get a ton of nominations tomorrow. Hi, Romana. Thank you so much for coming in. You want 10 nominees also. Yeah, I think this year we have the field. I would love to see Soul break it up and give us another animated nomination. hasn't been getting that love anywhere, so I struggled to put it there. I think if we're going to get really shocking nominees, of course, one could come in Best Picture, but I don't foresee it. I think director always has the chance at some random person jumping in and snatching a nomination. Screenplay, particularly original screenplay, typically has a really outside of the box nominee as well. So I fully expect to see something kind of random jump into that nomination list. Film editing also almost always has a really out there nominee that sneaks into the final five. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see something weird get into film editing again, because the way that they look at editing is just like, how many cuts do we have? Cinematography sometimes does, but makeup and hair also sometimes get somebody really random. But yeah, I think it's like film editing, the screenplay, and director, where I would look personally for the most outside the box. We may, every now and then, the supporting actress gets something really crazy, and this year the lineup is already crazy as is, so I wouldn't be shocked there. Romana, I liked it. I didn't love Trial of Chicago 7. I think the screenplay was strong, but it didn't. Sometimes with Sorkin, I think his screenplays can be a little bit too much, like too overly written, where I lose a bit of that authenticity in his interactions with people. And I really felt that come through on Trial of Chicago 7. I also don't think his direction was great. Sorry. I think his direction was actually quite bland and a little bit flat. It did the film a little bit more of a hindrance than helped it. If I'm being honest. So the cast was fantastic, and it had those big moving moments, but ultimately, as a full package film, is a little bit disappointing. I'm sure, Tyler. Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming to sweep the 2022 Oscars. He's going to win it all. Gal Gadot is going to be our next lead actress, and all of you Gal haters can suck it, I guess, because Justice League is coming. Triple Feature says Molly's Game is better. Agreed. Yeah, and I actually really liked Molly's Game. So to be worse than Molly's Game is not like some big slight, because I think a lot of movies are worse. And actually, I think Molly's Game got a little bit of a raw deal. I don't know. I don't think it got quite the love it should have, honestly, especially from an Aaron Sorkin project. You would think people would have been all over that, but here we are. So yeah, does anybody else have any long shot predictions that you want to leave in the chat that nobody else is really predicting or going with? Hey, thanks for coming in, Damon. Thanks for swinging by. You have also been here on some of my failed attempts at going live, so I'm glad you could make the first actual live stream here tonight. But Tyler and I will also be live next Sunday, so y'all make sure to come check that out, especially if you are a Game of Thrones fan. Hi, Rachel. Thank you so much for stopping in. I finally learned how to work the internet and was able to go live. But Rachel's Reviews says, my dream is Anya Taylor-Joy for Emma. Oh, that's definitely a swing for the fences prediction. I thought she was great as well. At this point, I'm hoping that Emma can get some love. I really hope it holds on to the costume and production and hair and makeup awards that it very rightly deserves to be nominated for. So who do I think is gonna win, Romana? Well, that is a discussion for a different day, my dear. So as I said earlier, I'm going to be doing or posting, it won't be through live stream, but I'll record myself live reacting to the nominees being announced tomorrow, and I'll have that up tomorrow after the event has happened. And then I will do a Oscars who should win, who will win video once we have the actual nominees. So definitely come back and check both of those out. Chicago 7 got too goofy in the courtroom scenes. Frank Frank Langella was so good in this role, but it was a bit over the top. I would definitely agree with that. And I know it was a circus of an actual court case, but maybe a bit on the nose with how it was portrayed in the film. Triple or Rumana, do you all have any outside of the box predictions for nominees? Surprise upset nominations that might take place tomorrow morning? But the real life courtroom was, I mean, that's us. The courtroom was a real circus. I mean, that it was outrageous. The history of that story is, in fact, a circus. Ooh, it's cold here. Yeah. There's been some really crazy nominees over the last few years, too. So I'm like, especially after those BAFTAs, I think some people are shook after the BAFTAs released their nominees list, and it was all over the place. But I don't think we can really depend on those BAFTAs to give us any guidance here. Just kind of fun, along for the ride type of nominees. But yeah, so those were my predictions on who will get. Oh, sorry. Tyler says, how will you feel if Oldman? I mean, I'll be slightly annoyed if Gary Oldman gets nominated, just because I think there are better performances out there. Cough, Delroy Lindo, please. But I won't be shocked. I'll just move right along. However, if Gary Oldman pulls off some miracle and Netflix has truly bribed the voters and Gary Oldman wins for Best Lead Actor, then I'm flipping a table. Then I am crashing my car. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having a panic attack. I'm burning down somebody's house. I'm coming for Oldman himself. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know I will die if Gary Oldman pulls off that win for Best Lead Actor. Rumana, odd prediction will be for Best Actress. Oh. I wonder who. If Oldman wins the Oscar, I'll go. Probably a good idea. Yeah, maybe I might have to just book my flight to Baltimore. If Oldman wins that Oscar, I'll be online. That cat meme instantly searching for a cheap flight out to Baltimore. Ryan, thanks so much for hopping in to my first ever live stream. But yes, the fun does begin tomorrow. Oh, today was calm with the Snyder Cut stuff. I mean, there was a lot of posts, but people seem to like it, so we don't have bickering. Tomorrow, let's see if the Academy keeps that rolling, or if they're like, oh, hell no, we want to set Twitter ablaze. They may be ready. They may wake up and choose violence when it comes to tomorrow morning, y'all. So I'm mentally preparing myself. I have my little predictions for the first time ever, and we'll see how that goes. Rachel says, I would be happy if Love and Monsters got a visual effects nom. Me too. Oh, it so deserves it. That would be one of the happiest shocks of the morning if Love and Monsters got that love. Ryan says, I need some Minari love tomorrow. Yes, fully agree. Ryan, please do not snub my beloved Minari. Jared Leto getting in. Oh, God. Okay, now that one is what I'll die. If Jared Leto actually does get in, particularly if he bumps out Paul Raci, I'm done. I don't know, but you all will see like a legitimate mental breakdown right here on the camera in my reactions tomorrow if Jared Leto gets in over Paul Raci. I'm always wrong in my predictions. Yeah, I'm okay at predicting the actual awards, but yeah, I've never tried predicting the nominations before, so we'll see. It pains me, but I feel Jared Leto is getting in. Oh, Ryan, stop, stop. I can't even hear that. I can't hear about Jared Leto actually getting into the nominee list. So, yeah, those were my predictions on who's going to get nominated tomorrow morning. I really appreciate everybody who stopped in, who joined my first ever live here on YouTube. I finally got it to work. Yay! And I loved hearing your thoughts and predictions as we moved throughout the categories. And then, of course, as we had this little discussion afterwards. Once again, I'll be reacting and getting that up as soon as I can get it edited, which hopefully won't take too long. But make sure to check back tomorrow for my live reaction and we can discuss who actually did get nominated. And then check back for all of the Oscar content moving forward as we predict winners. And of course, react and review the actual event. Wait. Where's Minnie? Hopefully, way to go. Yay! Tenet and the Devil Time will sneak in for best. Oh, all right. Tenet in for Best Picture. Rachel says no, please. But thank you all so much for stopping in. Make sure to subscribe. Oh, hi, Dwayne. You made it right before the end. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you are watching this on replay, leave your predictions if you see this before the nominations are announced in the comment section down below. And make sure to hit me up on Twitter and let's talk about award season. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.